I guess I gotta tell you all about this. Believe it or not, these two prints almost broke me. For you League of Legends fans out there, you're gonna like this. Wolf, Lamb, Sam, let's do it. We're heading all the way to Summoner's Rift for this one, so quit lacking and let's get cracking. Okay. First thing I'm going to ask you to do is ignore the ugly hooks that are there, because I had to take them down because I'm going to show you things. I'm aware it's ugly. It's making me just as upset as it's making you. I know. Aesthetics is key, right? Alright, it's time for all you League of Legends nerds to come out of the wood, because I was one once upon a time, and when I saw these, it kinda started again. Now, I played in the era when Kindred was kinda new, which is where this comes from. For those of you who don't know, I'll hover a photo of Kindred somewhere. But pretty much it's one character with two parts. You have Wolf on one side that's really aggressive, and Lamb on the other that's kinda soft. I think it's soft. Was one heal, one attack? Heal? No. Both attack, I just think this one sounded a lot more angrier than this one. So one day, when I was scrolling through MakerWorld, I came across this set of masks. Now, I'll link the original creator in the description below. Man, this one taught me so many lessons. It almost ended with the printer out the window. Not really, I'm just being a bit dramatic, but you get my point. At this point in my printing journey, I hadn't really hit too many hiccups. I was able to use the Bamboo Handy app and pretty much point and shoot and print whatever I wanted. Then I came across these, and it got really interesting. The first thing I noticed when I loaded them into Bamboo Studio was that both of these masks were sitting upright. Now for me, someone that's new to printing, I saw no problem with this. I didn't think that it would affect anything. Here I am thinking, I can print whatever I want, however I want, every way I want, because the printer's gonna magically do it for me. Boy, oh boy, was I wrong. So, I thought I'm gonna start with this guy. Loaded them into Bamboo Studio, hit print. Now, this footage, half of it was filmed on my phone, the other half was through the Meta Smart Glasses, so you might be portrait, you might be landscape, not sure, deal with it. Just check out what a mess this thing caused. After print fail, after print fail, after print fail, and I couldn't figure out what was going wrong, I was getting incredibly annoyed at the white angry spaghetti monster that this thing kept causing me. It wouldn't stick to the bed plate, then it would stick, and then it would randomly detach something. It would all be going fine, and then for some reason, string would appear. No one warned me about white spaghetti string and printing. So after trial and error, more error than trials if I'm being really honest, I somehow managed to fluke a print. But it didn't look like this when I got to my printer. I opened the door and saw nothing but white string everywhere, and my heart sunk. Here I am thinking, well, I'm just a guy that wants to relive his childhood and print out a mask for a character that he kind of likes with a 3D printer that he just got and thought it'd be really cool. Little did I realize, just, you know what, I've said it enough in this. Things go wrong, you get it. After further inspection and watching the time-lapse video over and over again, I think I pinpointed what went wrong. For whatever reason, as this was building, because it's sitting on the build plate like that, right? So it's sitting flush and going from this kind of little tooth all the way up and then all the way up into this top little, it's like a little horn or a little ear piece. As it was building, obviously it puts supports to hold other areas. Now, me not knowing a whole lot about this, I just assumed the supports would work 100% of the time. It seems that the tree support that was sitting under these ears were not adhering to the bed plate. Which, I've got to say, I've now learned is my fault. For some reason, my printer instantly goes to 35 degrees Celsius on the bed plate. I don't know why. PLA needs 50, 55, pushing 60. So really, I could have avoided all of this. Anyway, back to me blaming technology. After I pulled it off the bed plate, I was able to detach the other supports and see what had happened. As it had come unstuck, it had really created this kind of, I don't know, knot sensation underneath where clearly the filament has tried to, I guess, attach to a support that wasn't there because the support fell off. What I ended up doing was getting scissors, cutting into these ears and actually cutting away as best as I could to clean up under these ears. I'll try and get some proper B-roll of this, but you can kind of see underneath what it looks like. It also left a really strange kind of scraping mark across the front of this one as well. So after I booted this mask back to Summoner's Rift, I decided to get started on the other one. So I learnt from my first mistakes, and instead of printing this way, well, I say I learnt from my mistakes. I actually tried printing this twice that way, and it fumbled both times. You would think I would learn, but for some reason, I just assumed that the printer would do it all for me. Why are you not magic? Attitude, see? So then I had an epiphany. I thought, hey, if this thing is messing up sitting this way, why don't I do this? Well, that might take away half of my problems. As a matter of fact, it took away all my problems. Now, I'm not sure if I took the time-lapse of this or not. If I did, I'll play it over as I'm talking. If not, I'm going to do some fun game show hands to show you what I'm talking about. When this printed out, it obviously printed out looking up, so the mask was looking up the top. It printed out very, very thin supports running across the bottom of the mask itself, which kept it elevated off the build plate, keeping the temperature and the heat inside nice and easy. As it built and built, it kind of curved perfectly over the nose, over these little eye slits and the little kind of question mark looking engraving that's on the front. Now, I did print this out thicker than I printed the wolf mask, only because I thought that may have something to do with the sturdiness. So not that I think you'll really be able to tell by looking at this, but the black is significantly thicker than the white, which really has helped with the dexterity of these prints. And Lamb came out great. It was smooth, it's nice and robust, not that it kind of fits, I think the character anyway, it sits kind of on the top and slides down, it doesn't go over the eyes, but it fits great, and overall it's a nice little piece on the mantle, which I can remember the success through the trials that I once had. Yeah, the hooks for this only just fit it, it's like it's super close, so I've got a tiny bit of blue tack on the edge of the hooks. Like I said in an earlier video, call me MacGyver, because I make things. So now I can look back at that and go, wow, I actually learnt something. And I look at this one and go, wow, this is why I cry myself to sleep. So overall, what am I trying to say here? When you are 3D printing, orientation is really important. I never even thought of it until I had a disaster like this and went through far too much filament than I should have. This should have been a simple one-day print. I think it took maybe only 8 hours? No, not even that. 7, 6, 8, 5, 1? No, it wasn't 1. Definitely not 1. And me literally being awake at night, checking my phone and the laptop, the camera inside, so I could see if this thing had fallen or not, only to wake up at, I don't know, some random hour in the morning and look at the spaghetti that became of it. I could have dodged all of that if I had simply thought through and thought logically, if it's going to print this way, there is far less support than if it was going to print down, Now you can go back up here where you belong. Perfect. Not sure if I mentioned this or not. Both of those were printed in PLA filament. No PEG, no ABCD LMNOPs. Just basic, simple. It's a decorative item. It's the perfect material for this. And yeah, I really think that you guys should get on the PLA train. They're both matte, so that is matte white and matte black. The matte black is sick because it gives off no kind of eerie reflection. It's just this stark kind of finish. Huge fan. Love it. Love it. Love it. Slurp time is the best time. So hey, that's it. That's the video. Just wanted to share the print that almost broke me. I know I'm fairly new to this whole 3D printing thing, but I tell you what, after that one, I was getting very frustrated. But hey, let me know in the comment section if you've had any problems when it's come to your printing. Did you have filament problems? Did something not stick? Was there a print that you just couldn't crack? Maybe it still haunts you to this day. And hey, while you're telling me, why not swing by that like button and give it a click? It looks very fun to press. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and let me know anything in the comments that you'd like me to print next. I really want to hear from you guys. But until then, I'm just going to stay here sipping. I'm AFK, away from keyboard. I would have thrown a lot more League of Legends puns in here, but I am very, very much out of touch. So, yeah. See ya!